everybody, it's Jennifer McCreath. It is Thursday evening, July 7th, 2022. If you're still watching my tennis videos, I figured we'd do one more as we're getting towards the end of Wimbledon. It's been an interesting couple of weeks, that's for sure. Of course, the big news, Rafael Nadal has pulled out of the tournament. He will not be playing his semi-final match. Seems to be a lot of chatter on Twitter suggesting that the person he beat in the quarterfinals should be allowed back into the tournament to take his place. Well, that's an interesting idea, I suppose. We do have this concept in the qualifying called lucky losers who can get into a main draw of a tournament even though they fail to qualify. If by chance a slot opens up and somebody decides for whatever reason they're not going to show up and play the first round match, or in some cases second round match, we do see lucky losers go directly into the second round of the main draw sometimes of some of these events. But this is very bizarre and different to suggest that someone who actually lost in the main draw should be given a second chance. I share the frustration. We all want to see semifinals and finals. Nobody wants to see a forfeit. It's in a top tier professional tennis event. Ticket sales down the drain, TV rights and revenue, well, nobody's going to be watching. Well, there's still another match. That's good news. And but I think that's part of a Grand Slam. I mentioned it in some of my videos last week. I said sometimes there's a little bit of luck involved. Not just luck of the draw, but your ability to either win matches quickly or run into opponents who have run out of gas because they had to play 5 sets 2 or 3 times in a row. Nick Kyrgios. Let's talk about him. Are people angry because Kyrgios is now walking straight into the finals without having to play a semi-final match? Do they just not like the guy? Is all this talk about Taylor Fritz because he was the last American standing and it's the 4th of July weekend and Americans are really extra excited and anxious to see some success in tennis because it's been a while? Fritz said, you know what? I couldn't even beat an injured 36-year-old tennis player, so I don't deserve to be let back into the tournament. And then you get some people questioning, was Nadal really injured? Well, he's a stand-up guy. I listened to his press conference. I've been following his career for the past 17 years. He's been around a while. He's not known for tanking matches or pulling out of tournaments. He even said up front at the beginning of this tournament, he's like, I've got a bad foot. I might not even be able to show up to Wimbledon. Even though they took away the points, he still wanted to be there. He wanted to play, and he gave it his all effort. Tough 4-setter first round, 4 sets in the second round. A little easier, straight sets in the 3rd and 4th round. In this Taylor Fritz match, where I gather he tweaked this stomach injury, and he had family members telling him to just quit. But after having a meeting, I guess, with the medical staff, I didn't actually see what type of treatment he got medically, but he knows his own body better than anyone else. He felt he could get back out there and finish the match, and he did. And he won the match. Now he comes back the next day and says the injury is a little worse and I can't serve properly. And if I went out there and tried to play, I wouldn't be able to serve. So I'd probably lose 6-love, 6-love, 6-love. And even worse, I could risk tearing this stomach muscle even more. And he's got to think about his long-term future. Is it worth going out there and getting injured even more? Right now, he said, the injury he's got, he's looking at 3 to 4 weeks recovery. I used to play tennis, not professionally, but I played a lot of tennis at the amateur club level. And tennis does beat the hell out of your body. There's a lot of twisting and turning, and usually on the knees and the ankles. I still have problems with my knees and ankles. I haven't played for years. Decades, actually. But I played so much tennis in my teens and my early 20s that my knees and ankles have never been the same. And sure, every now and then I would strain muscles in my torso area, the back, the shoulder. Don't know about the abdomen. Definitely shoulder, and even in the elbow and wrist areas at times. So yeah, it sucks. Rafael Nadal I was looking forward to this match. Nadal Kyrgios, we know that there's a bit of drama, some history. They've had some matches in the past where I guess the tempers have gone up a little bit, and I guess more specifically, Nadal expressed disgust in some ways with some of Kyrgios' antics. But you know what? It's interesting. Kyrgios reminds me of John McEnroe in many ways. A lot of people hate him because of his conduct, his perhaps rudeness at times, his temper, and trash talking. McEnroe did all that too. To this day, you turn on a sports network every now and then at 3 o'clock in the morning, they'll have the best 20 tennis temper tantrums of all time. Will be a 30-minute TV show. And McEnroe takes up about half of that show. But Kyrgios is an amazing athlete, an amazing talent. Some question his motivation. Heck, when this guy wants to play, and he's able to focus on playing, doesn't get sidetracked by his own emotions. And many people have been saying this guy has potential to be the best player in the world. Have you seen that serve? My goodness. Again, I've been watching tennis for 35, 40 years. Whose serve would you rather have? Sampras? Ivanisevic? Karlovic? Isner? No, I want Kyrgios. If I'm manufacturing the perfect tennis player, I want Kyrgios' serve. And he's got intangibles. He's got trick shots. It makes it look like he's going to smash the ball, then he taps it underhand. I mean, plus the fact that this guy's literally got a fun personality. He comes out wearing a basketball sweater sometimes, and just by the nature of his background, I don't know exactly what, if he's part indigenous or part black. But again, he's going to bring a lot of eyes onto the product. There's a chance to grow the sport and get more people interested. And let's review Nick Kyrgios' Wimbledon. First round against Paul Jubb, a wild card. 5 sets. 3-6, 6-1, 7-5, 6-7, 7-5. Well, he could have just tanked that and said, you know what? There's no points here. I showed up. I played one match. I'll let this job guy move on. No. He played and he fought through that 5 sets. I don't know how long that match went. Probably 4 hours at least. Then he got serious. Second round against a seeded player. 2-3-1. Krajinovic. Took him apart. Now Nick Kyrgios is probably saying, oh, goody goody, we got Stefanos Tsitsipas, another guy with a bit of a attitude issue. And these guys are like going to want to one-up each other. He's like, you know Kyrgios is going to show up and put out the best he can. He doesn't want to lose to Tsitsipas. What a match. 7-5, 4-6, 6-3, 7-6. Let me read that. Kyrgios' perspective. Lost the first set. Won the second. Did that go 5? I don't think I wrote this down right. It ended in a tie break, so it must have been... Oh, no. So, yeah. So... Sorry about this, folks. It's been a long day. I believe Kyrgios won the tiebreak, and so in 4 sets. So he lost the first set, 7-5. Which means he had his serve broken at 5-all. Every time you see 7-5, you know somebody got their serve broken to end the set. But he came back and won. And then this Nakashima guy. Who? Yeah, Nakashima. Another one of those many players that have been crawling, scratching so hard over the past couple of years. Slowly climb up that ladder. And these are the guys I feel really bad for, because Brandon Nakashima is probably ranked 100 and God knows what in the world. This is the type of guy that could really use the points. Getting into the round of the 16 at Wimbledon would have given him, I don't know what, 600 points. Unfortunately, there's no points. At least he's going to get some prize money. The guy's going to be able to upgrade his tennis equipment, maybe hire a new coach, maybe even bring in some additional people to help work with him. So, and again, 5 sets. Kyrgios. What's going to happen when the goings get tough? Usually Kyrgios just packs it in and tanks, but no. I think he's ready. He's like, I can beat these people. I want to win this tournament. I want to shut up all these critics. They've been saying I've got the talent. Now I want to come out here and do it. Quarterfinal, no seed. Christian Guerin, clay quarter. Still a very, very good player. He's had a really, really, really good couple weeks. And that was a really good match. I was glued to it. Kyrgios got him. So there's no easy paths here. I mean, okay, you get a freebie over Nadal, and you get the extra 2 days off. That's the biggest question now. Kyrgios gets a couple days off, while his opponent in the final, whoever it is, well, Novak Djokovic just played a 5-setter against Sinner. Cameron Norrie had to go 5 sets against David Goffin yesterday. Norrie has also had a 5-setter in the second round. Djokovic, 4 sets, 4 sets, 3 sets, 4 sets, 5 sets. He's played a lot more tennis than he's used to. What happens if Djokovic and Norrie play 5 sets tomorrow? Kyrgios can win this tournament. He could beat Cam Norrie. And yes, especially if Djokovic is pushed to the limit. Kyrgios can beat this guy. Now, if Djokovic blows Norrie off the court in 47 minutes, maybe we'll change that pick. But you know what? I'm really excited. Kyrgios in the finals of Wimbledon. I'd love to see him win this tournament. Pat Cash, I know you were complaining about him, but support him. You're both from Australia. Seems like a decent guy. Misunderstood, perhaps. Yeah, Pat Cash, just shut up. Yeah, so we'll go back to my predictions. Who did I pick to make the semifinals? Well, I had Djokovic and Nadal in there. And I had two other guys in there that didn't make it, so that's not too bad prognosticating. I had Djokovic and Nadal. Now, of course, I had Hurkacz and Berrettini, who combined for going 0-1. But, yeah, but let's talk about some of these guys. Guerin, Nakashima, Fritz, Kubler, Botic, Van de Zandschulp. How about Tim van Rijsselven? What a run he had. And the continued development of Sinner and Alcaraz. Tommy Paul had a deep run. Francis Tiafoe had a deep run. David Goffin has resurrected his career. A lot of these players with their best grass court efforts ever. A lot of these players in the past might have said, fuck Wimbledon, I don't like grass, so I'll just wait for the clay courts and the hard courts. They wanted to be there. They recognized the value of playing Wimbledon. And they probably saw all these Russians being banned and said, here's our chance. We might have a chance to win this. And every player on there appeared to be taking this as seriously as ever. No points, no problem. We want to win this tournament for the money. We want to win it for the prestige of being able to say, either I won a Grand Slam title or went deep in a Grand Slam title. So yeah, I don't know if there's any easy solution to replacing someone who's won by forfeit, the walkover. You hate to see a walkover. I like the lucky loser system for the first rounds and even in the second rounds. I don't see giving a quarterfinal loser a chance to come in. And it's really not fair to take someone from the qualifying lucky loser list. Hey, Marco Trungelliti, you want to come play in the semis? Maybe you do that. Wouldn't that make things really interesting? Marco Trungelliti, I'm just using him as an example because he's someone who gets into a lot of tournaments as a lucky loser. You could take a lucky loser from that qualifying week, put him into that match. Do you really think Marco Trungelliti or someone of his caliber is going to beat Nick Kyrgios? No, probably not. The fans would probably love to, who bought tickets well in advance to see semifinal matches, would love to see 2 semifinal matches instead of 1. Or maybe does Kyrgios risk it and say, you know what, the fans bought tickets to see 2 matches. Even if I just come out on center court and give them an exhibition match. Maybe you phone up Taylor Fritz and say, how about we play a practice set and give these people at least a chance to see somebody play on center court. Or at least hold your practice session on center court. Let people watch you practice. People want to see these guys. The forfeit is just so sad because you don't even get to see them. Or maybe you just have, I don't know, have an exhibition match. Find 2 people that are famous. Put John McEnroe out on court. Say, why don't you go have a match? Yeah, there you go. Pat Cash and John McEnroe. Relive the memories of your classic 5-set match from 1992. Or doubles. You put Nick Kyrgios out there with Taylor Fritz against John McEnroe and Pat Cash. Come up with something. Give the fans something. There's doubles matches you can put out there too. There's junior matches. So, yeah. Ladies, who did I pick to make the finals? I think one of them was Ons Jabeur. Yeah, I know, the other one was Corey Goff. But Jabeur, she's in the finals. Who did she play? It's not just who she played, it's how she dominated people. At least in the early goings. Bjorklund 6-1, 6-3. Kawa 6-4, 6-love. Perry 6-2, 6-3. Mertens 6-4. Buskova, she dropped the first set 6-3, but then beat her 1-1. Tatiana Maria 3-setter, 6-1 in the third. Where are all the seeds? Well, they got beat by some really darn good unseeded players. Again, she's earned her way to the finals. I don't care how many seeds she played or didn't play. That page was stacked. The draw is stacked. Heck, I told you on the other page that there's some seeds that probably won't get very far. But out of the 64 players on this page, Ons Jabeur is by far the best one, and she proved that this week. I had Ostapenko going deep. She did okay, got into the round of 16. And Garcia, Buskova, Watson, Niemeyer. Not surprised at all that they did well. The only big surprise for me was Tatiana Maria, because she didn't have a good lead up. I think she only got one match in and lost it on the grass. But hey, she played well to get all the way as far as she did. Great story. Took time off to have two babies. So she's an older player and a mom. So what happened to my other pick? Corey Goff. Tough three-setter with Rousset. Destroyed Buzarnescu, but then ran into her buddy Anisimova. Won the first set 7-6, but then went down 2-1. But ultimately, a hot Simona Halep took care of just about everybody in that section of the draw. Flipkins, Freck, Badosa, and Anisimova to get to the semis. Harmony Tan's magical run. She made it to the fourth round, but out she went. And we got to talk about this Elena Rybakina, 17th seed. Born in Russia, but moved to Kazakhstan because the tennis people there didn't think she was going to be a star. Listen to these people she beat. Vandeweghe, Andreescu, Qinjun Wang, Petra Martic, Elia Tomljanovic, and now Simona Halep. And she didn't just beat Simona today, she humiliated her. 3-3. Rybakina did everything right, Halep did everything wrong. This is the same Halep that hadn't lost a set. She dominated everyone else. I went through the list. Anisimova, straight sets. Badosa, straight sets. Freck, straight sets. Well, I think it's proven that Simona Halep, even if she's ranked, what is she, 16 now? She's still a threat to make it deep in these majors. Elia Tomljanovic, I think this is her second Wimbledon quarterfinal. She likes the grass. Very good player. A lot of tough matches against a lot of tough opponents. Cornet pushed her to the limit. Cornet took out world number 1 Swiatek, who hasn't lost a match in 6 months. She beat Krejcikova. Very good doubles player. Very good grass court player. Former French Open champ. Petra Martic, bit of a career resurgence. Too bad she's not going to get the ranking points for all this, because she's former top 20 player. Badosa, high seed, but not a lot of good grass court experience, but a couple nice wins for her there. Kvitova. Great to see young Anisimova in her game getting better. So, yes, interesting, very enjoyable tournament. Jabeur Rybakina. That's a very intriguing matchup. After watching Rybakina dismantle Halep, it's hard to imagine her losing to anybody if she plays like that. But Ons Jabeur has been the most consistent player on the tour. Even more so than Swiatek on the grass. I gotta say Jabeur's the favorite to win that, and I think she will win it, but you just never know. What's gonna happen with these men? Djokovic, Norrie? Well, Djokovic is not... Used to be he just destroyed everybody. Now he's running into trouble. He's had 3 4-set matches and a 5-set match. Sinner had him up. He had him 2 sets up. Don't know what happened. Okay, Djokovic did come back. Van Riesman got a set off of him. Kecmanovic couldn't. Wow. Kokkinakis got a set off him. Kwon Swoon got a set off him. So Djokovic has played a lot more tennis than usual. Either Cam Norrie's going to get really nervous and tank this match badly, or he's going to bring his A game and push Djokovic to the limit. I think Cam Norrie, again, he's walked through the draw. He's seen a lot of seeds around him fall, including the guy I picked to win or make the finals, Herbert Hurkacz, gone. Pablo Andujar, Joey Munar, Steve Johnson, Tommy Paul, David Goffin. Good players. But he hasn't really played that superstar top grass court player yet, so. And how much will he have left in the tank after that Goffin match? I'm thinking Djokovic will take Norrie apart. I hope I'm wrong. I'd love to see Norrie win this match. And Kyrgios in a major final. Wow. And it's at Wimbledon. I mean, this is hilarious because you just don't know what's going to happen. Are we going to see the antics, the temper tantrums? Are we going to have to see people like Pat Cash eat crow and watch Nick Kyrgios raise that trophy? A lot of people love Djokovic. A lot of people hate him. A lot of people are angry with the way he handled COVID-19 and refusing to get vaccinated, screwing up his... I don't know what happened there. The paperwork with Australia was full of inaccurate information, and then he got deported, so... Of course, the Brits are going to want to see Cam Norrie win. I just don't know. A Kyrgios Norrie final, you know the fans are going to be going for Norrie, but if it's Kyrgios Djokovic, that would be very intriguing. I just hope nobody forfeits any more matches, so I don't think I can handle that. Very good. Well, even without the ranking points and without the Russians and the Belarusians, it has still been fun to watch. And it's been a much better. I guess my expectations were low, and it's turned out to be pretty good stuff. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting things back on track, where everyone's welcome to play, and there's ranking points. On that note, last weekend, this week, there have been some challengers. There's 2 this week, where the winner gets 125 points. Meanwhile, not only are there no points available in Wimbledon, but last year's points come off the board because they refresh the rankings every 2 weeks. So there's an interesting opportunity here for some of these lower ranked players to grab some points and move up. Jan-Lennard Struff trying to get the 125 points in Braunschweig. Henri Laxon, Max Marterer, Zheng Zhang, all in the top 100. They can move into the top 40 if they win that event. Salzburg, another one. Dusan Lajovic, top 50. Thelga Monteiro, top 100. They're into the quarters there. Quarantine Moutet. And look at this. Some guy named Dominic Thiem slowly trying to work himself back into shape. Wouldn't it be amazing if Dominic Thiem won a challenger the same week that Wimbledon was won? Of course, next week we start the clay court season, as well as play one more grass court event in Newport, Rhode Island. Then there's a 500 clay event. Be interesting to see who shows up for the 500 points. And then, of course, it's on to the North America hard court. Atlanta 250. Canada 1,000 level event. Washington's 500. Cincinnati's 1,000. And, of course, the U.S. Open. So, yes. People already starting to practice on the hard courts and the clay courts, too. So, it's a great time. First and second week of July, it's an amazing time for tennis. Well, I think we'll leave it at that. Enjoy the semis and enjoy the finals. And if you happen to catch some doubles, watch that because it's really good stuff too. These doubles players don't get the credit they deserve. Doubles tennis at the pro level is always very entertaining. And I won't be missing very much of it. We've got to go to work tomorrow, but Saturday and Sunday we're going to be all set, glued to the TV. Have a good one, folks.